Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Kerr, and this is the last watch on Monday, October the 13th. And we're here today with David Heavener. David has put together a show called The Last Evangelist, which is off the hook crazy great. I think he's won like 32 awards at film festivals across the country since he started. And what's really unique about this is a Christian program that's getting attention. I mean, imagine that, and it's not fake. I mean, it's it's really David Heavener on there, and it's been an amazing journey, and we're going to talk about that today, and we're going to talk about an opportunity for you to go out and meet other filmmakers and meet David himself at a festival that he's putting on, a Christian film festival. Imagine that. Who does that? And David does. But anyway, David, thanks for joining us today.
Mike, it's so good to be here. And I tell you, I got to take you with me every time I speak at an event so you can introduce me because you're one of the best, introducers I've ever running, even though you embellish, but I'm glad you do. Thank you for giving me more credit than I deserve.
Well, David and I met in Boise, Idaho, like probably about 8 or 9 years ago when we did a Hear the Watchmen conference there. It was during the eclipse, the first big eclipse that took place.
Mhm.
And so I'm working like crazy, and Jeannie comes up to me and she says, "You got to meet this guy. You got to meet this guy." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, 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 yeah." And so I met David and his son, and David told me what he was doing and asked me if he could hand out little cards about it at the conference. And I said, "Yeah, sure." I mean, it sounded really interesting to me, but I
Mhm.
thought, who is this nut, man? How is he ever going to do this? But here he is today. And it's like amazing the journey he's been through. David, tell us about the project, how it got going, and how you just kept going and doing it.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. And you and Jeannie and Hear the Watchmen have been very instrumental in making this work. So first of all, I've made over 55 films, worked with Academy Award winners, Tony Curtis, Martin Landau, Ernest Borgnine, a lot of people, made a lot of movies for HBO. But God called me out of that and brought me into the world of Last Evangelist. He woke me up at 3 o'clock in the morning and gave me a TV series about a cop, which I play, John Rhodes, who busts underground churches for not registering with the government because there's now a vaccine, a virus going on, and I play a cop. And when I bust these underground churches, this one raid, all of a sudden I hear God's voice. I go blind. I wake up with a Bible in one hand and a gun in the other, and I set out for the Antichrist. And Mike, the most shocking thing about this is I wrote it 2 years before the pandemic. You know this because your testament to what I'm saying is true. And people thought it was sci-fi, and I said, no, I feel like it could be real, And every episode that I wrote, God gave me, is exactly what's unfolding today. Um, so I'll let you ask another question. I don't want to keep going because.
No, that's okay. But I mean, it's so the whole Last Evangelist series. You're on episode what now?
We're on episode 5. We just finished. 1 and 2 is out on David Heavener TV. They can also watch it through Roku, Amazon, Apple TV, or they can go to davidheavener.tv and sign up. There's over 1,200 shows on that channel. With a lot of people you and I know, we talk on at the conference with L.A. Marzulli, the late great Russ Dizdar, all these people. But here's the thing. They can watch episode 1 and 2. Episode 3 comes out in 2 weeks, and episode 4 comes out in December. Episode 2 deals with the insertion, the thing that is going to go into our body in order to put our passport, our financial information, and the coming mark of the beast into it. The scamdemic was just a beta test. We failed. They know what to adjust this time to make it work. Episode 3 deals with the new AI Bible, the government Bible, with artificial intelligence.
Wow. I mean, but it's been a journey from the beginning to where you are today, no doubt about that. And it's
Yeah.
also been all led by God. And you've just kind of, I'm not going to say you just sat back, but I mean you just took what the Lord put in front of you and ran with it.
Yeah. I did. Thank you for bringing that up. It's kind of like when he went to feed the 5,000, there were just a few loaves of bread and a few pieces of fish. God showed me that analogy, Mike. He said, what you see is not really what it is, but you take it and use it, I will multiply it supernaturally. So he's taken people donating $1, $2, $5, $10, and somehow we've taken that and made this series. We've won 32 awards and we've been up against big films. I mean, I was just at a festival in Hollywood I wasn't even going to go to because it was a big festival. We were nominated for, best series, but who I was up against, and I told my wife, I said, I'm not even going to spend the money. And then God said, no, you go. And so I went and I'm sitting there. Lou Ferrigno was announcing along with Dee Wallace. And all of a sudden they said, and best series, The Last Evangelist. And I like, what? You know, what? I mean, this is not a Christian film festival. So the point is, it's God in it all the way, but it's been the greatest pulpit I've ever had because when I get up, I can accept the award and say, I want to thank my executive producer, my Father in heaven. And almost every time people clap, it's supernatural.
Well, David, do you think that the Hollywood, let's not say that. Let's say, do you think that mainstream people are beginning to become more and more interested in hearing stories like The Last Evangelist?
Yes, I think there's two segments. You've got Hollywood's jumped on the bandwagon of making, quote, Christian movies, which is nothing but like apostate religion. It's just nonsense. But there's a segment in Hollywood that's waking up. We just did a big screening out there 2 weeks ago, aside from the festival. And I had people run up to me and say, David, this is the best thing you've ever done and that I've seen as far as a Christian movie. But tell me more about the God that you're talking about. Tell me more about this world. And I was able to share with them. You see, everyone faces persecution, Mike. Doesn't matter what faith you are, think about it. You believe something, there's always somebody coming against you. So they relate to me, what I'm trying to say. We're little people. We're a small group. Even though we're powerful, we're a small group. And they see this and they go, wait a minute. It's not right what they're doing. I want to know more about it. So what happens, it opens a dialogue for me to start talking to them about the true God, not some religious God. And so their eyes are opening and they're searching and they're hungry.
Wow. Now you're about to embark on something I think is very unique. And trust me, I know what you're going through. Jeannie and I, of course, do the conferences and organize them. And every time we do one, we say, how are we going to do this?
Yeah.
And we just say, well, God said to do it, so let's just do it, and we'll work it out as we go along. But you, of all things, are putting on a Christian film festival, and I'm astounded. Tell us about it. Tell us where it is. Tell us why you're doing it, and all the details.
Yeah, thanks. It's a Christian film and music festival. You can also enter your script. You can do a testimony on a phone, 3 to 5 minute testimony. This is my story. You can enter it. So it's not just film and music, it's a lot of other ways people can get involved. And I'll bring up the site in a moment. But Mike, I noticed winning all these awards and going to these festivals, and they asked me to speak, to teach film and distribution and stuff, I noticed there was something missing. And what was missing? It was people praying for one another and encouraging one another to use their gift. My mother always said, David, your gift, your talent is your gift from God, but what you do with it is your gift back to God. And I'll never forget that. And I based the entire theme of the festival on what I just said. And so I kept complaining, and God said, stop complaining and do something about it. I said, what? He said, you're going to have a festival. I said, no. First of all, you want me to make a TV series. I can't go to investors. I've got to set up a crowdfunding campaign and get $10 and $5 and by the way, if people want to go to lastevangelist.com, that's proof of what we've been doing. Not only that, but I can't go to a studio. I have to form my own platform, David Heavener TV. And now I've got to make some more bricks with no straw. You're giving me a film festival. And so I'm saying this kind of jokingly because I thank God for it, but I'll see if I can pull it up here just so we can see. Mike, can you see that on the screen?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's November 14th and 15th. I'll be teaching film on the 14th and 15th and music. And then we're going to screen The Blood, episode 3. Shocking, shocking. It's exposing what they do to children, what's really happening in these underground big pharma, labs, and people can submit their film. They can go to Film Freeway and submit. There's only 3 days left to do it. You can walk the red carpet. It's at the Harvest Revival Center. That's near Dayton, Ohio, and the winners can be on Roku, Amazon, Apple TV. I'll put them on my TV platform for exposure. And you can become a sponsor. You can see you guys are a sponsor there. I really appreciate you all. And if you want to know more about it, go to Last Evangelist Festival.com and sign up. Buy a ticket. You can go there and you can buy your ticket or
Now,
donate.
how does this work? How does a film festival really work? I mean, so people submit this stuff and then you show this stuff at the festival and then you somehow pick the ones that are the winners?
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I've set up judges, different judges who don't know each other. I try. And I send the projects out to them. They give it a rating, they judge it. And then when they send it back to me, I'll decide what the schedule looks like. I have a board, a team, and we come up with are we going to show this particular movie or show this music video? Are we going to just talk about it? Maybe I'll ask the filmmaker to send me a clip if it's 2 hours long or something. I don't know. But the main thing, everyone that submits is going to be recognized and honored. There will be awards given, obviously. And so we got to do up awards. And so we have an award show. We have a red carpet, all of that, just like you would see at an award show. So yeah, I mean, now that I think about it, I may not sleep tonight, Mike. Boy. Um,
There's a lot
but
of moving parts, and you're doing a great job with it. Now, you've been out ministering, you've been talking at different conferences, you've been to our conferences. I think you might be coming to one in August. And there's been you've been active out there. What do you think right now is the biggest concern of, I hate to use the term, but the remnant body of Christ?
that's a good question. My biggest concern, because what I've been doing now, whether I have permission or not, I do it anyway, is I've been doing altar calls when the Holy Spirit gives me permission. And people have always come forward, and some have given their life to the Lord. I guess the past 3 months, we've had about, I don't know, 8 or 9 people give their life to the Lord, and hundreds come forward. But the biggest thing that I hear from people, and also when I say, if you've got a family member that you know if they died right now, they would not go to heaven, I want you to step forward right now, stand in their place. Mike, half of the room comes forward. With not only that, they come forward. It makes me cry. I'm sorry, but tears in their eyes, you know? So, so right now, I think the biggest need and the biggest hurt is people knowing they have family members and friends that aren't going to go to heaven if Jesus comes back, now, you know.
Yeah, and I got to tell you guys, David does a wonderful job. I mean, we put on a conference at his church. Uh, I can't remember what year it was, but it was a few years back. And he got up there and played a guitar and sang this song, and everybody was stomping their feet. And it was just amazing. I thought we were going to go through the floor down into the basement. I mean, it was amazing. So if you get a chance to get out and see David in person, I really suggest you do. He's very approachable. I mean, I know that, sometimes we think, oh, Hollywood TV star and all this stuff. No, he's not anything like that, man. He's a regular guy just doing God's work. David, how do people get a hold of you? How do they contribute to help you with your mission?
Thank you so much. You can go to davidheavener.tv/give, or you can go to lastevangelist.com and you can be an actor, you can be a producer, you can be, just a special thanks. You can donate that way. If you need prayer, call 844-806-0006. Or if you'd like to text the word chosen, I like that word chosen, to 91999. All these things are going to help us to keep this thing going. I think it's much needed, Mike, just like what you and Jeannie do. This is a niche that I see very few people fulfilling in this way, and I want to keep going. And I really do appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come on here and talk about it.
Well, thank you for being on. Now, listen, guys, again, it's The Last Evangelist. You can just Google it and you'll find it. But get involved, be a part of it. Donate to David to help him complete this mission. We all need a little help. People always seem to think everything should be free. All that means, guys, is someone else is paying the bill. So come on
Yeah.
and help us out. Be a part of it. Get active in your faith. David, again, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Mike. And one just last thing I want to say is, if you think the censorship is over, don't. Listen, it's going to rear its ugly head like you wouldn't believe. And platforms like David Heavener TV, because we're on Roku, they're going to sustain. So that's why I want to keep it. I want to keep going. We do a thing called Underground. We come together as a family. Mike, I got to have you and Mike and Jeannie on again. But please understand, things are going to start getting rocky again. So I wanted to let you guys know
Well,
that.
just to tee up on that before we say goodbye, I'll tell you, I'm all over the place on YouTube.
Hmm.
And I did an interview with Josh Peck. His
Hmm.
son at the time was in the hospital. He's since gone to be with the Lord. But uh, Josh and I were talking, and we were talking about alternative treatments for what his son Nathan was going through.
Yeah.
And I put that up, and I got a channel strike
Yeah.
on YouTube. So it's still there, you know.
Oh, oh, I listen. If we should do another show sometime, because I'll tell you what's underneath it right now, getting ready to bubble up. It's shocking. It's so shocking, and it has to do with AI. I'm giving you a little thing here, but matter of fact, I'm doing a show on davidheavener.tv. Go to it. You can check it out. But Mike, it's just the beginning.
It's staggering. Well, again, David, thank you for joining us. And we'll see you soon down here, down on the road. And good luck. God bless. Have a wonderful film festival.
Thanks, Mike. God bless you too.
We'll see you guys next time here on The Last Watch.